Add 47 plus 63 hundredths. When you add decimal numbers, you need to make sure to line up the decimal points. 47 is a whole number. This means that the decimal point is invisible and will be actually after the 7. So when you write down the problem, it should look like this. Now we need to add 2 zeros as placeholders in the tenths and hundredths place for the number 47. We're ready to add. 0 plus 3 equals 3. 0 plus 6 equals 6. Bring down the decimal point. 7 plus 0 equals 7. And 4 plus nothing equals 4. Our answer is 47 and 63 hundredths. Subtract 105 tenths minus 18 and 2 tenths. When you subtract decimal numbers, you need to line up the decimal points. Your problem should look like this. Now it's time to subtract. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Bring down the decimal point. We cannot have 0 and take away 8, so we need to borrow. When we look to the left, we see a 0 above the 1. We cannot borrow from 0, so we need to go one more place to the left and borrow from the 1. The 1 becomes a 0, and the 1 that we borrowed is added to the 0 to make it a 10. Now we're going to borrow from that 10 and make it a 9 and carry the 1 over to the 0 above the 8 to make it a 10. Now we can subtract. 10 take away 8 equals 2. 9 take away 1 equals 8. 0 take away nothing equals nothing. Our answer is 82 and 3 tenths. Multiply 61 times 25 hundredths. When you multiply decimal numbers, you do not line up the decimal points. Your problem should look like this. It's time to multiply. We're first going to multiply by 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. We're done multiplying by 5. And now it's time to multiply by the 2. But the 2 is in the second place, so it's actually a 2, 0. We're going to use that 0 as a placeholder. And now we can just multiply by 2. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 6 equals 12. We're done multiplying by 2. Our next number is 0. We don't have to multiply by 0 because there's no additional numbers to multiply by. So we can add. 5 plus 0 equals 5. 0 plus 2 equals 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And nothing plus 1 equals 1. To place the decimal point, we need to count the number of decimal places in our multiplication problem. 61 does not have any decimal places. 25 hundredths has 2 decimal places. This means there will be a total of 2 decimal places in our problem. Our final answer is 15 and 25 hundredths. Divide 28 and 62 hundredths divided by 3. When you set up your problem, it should look like this. The first thing that we do is to bring up the decimal point in the dividend up into our quotient. This will help us better line up our numbers as we solve the problem. 3 is unable to divide 2, so I write a 0 in the quotient. 0 times 3 is 0. 2 take away 0 is 2. 2 is less than 3, so I can move on. Bring down the 8. 3 is able to divide 28 9 times. 9 times 3 equals 27. 28 take away 27 equals 1. 1 is less than 3, so I can move on. I bring down the 6. 3 is able to divide 16 5 times. 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15. 16 take away 15 equals 1. 1 is less than 3, so I can move on. I bring down the 2. 3 is able to divide 12 4 times. 4 multiplied by 3 equals 12. 12 take away 12 equals nothing. My answer is 9 and 54 hundredths.